Virgos, we need to do a quick touch base, I think, and see what is the message coming in for Virgo right now. Um, we have an Ace of Swords. There's a moment of truth and clarity coming after something has been very murky. What is this? This is kind of I don't know. I feel like it's a swift incoming. Ooh, Tower and Prince of Cups. Um, Strong Aries energy on this. Virgo is either having the breakthrough or someone else, possibly a water sign or possibly an Aries. Could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius as well, though. It is possible that somebody is having a major breakthrough and this moment of clarity, either about their feelings, what they wish they had done, what they want to do. This feels like ego is just collapsing. Now, just because somebody knows how they feel doesn't necessarily mean they'll make a move, but I will say we have that action-taking knight there. So 3 of Wands. Virgo, somebody has had a breakthrough and they are realizing, I know it's not that this is an Emperor, Empress card, but we have the Emperor and Empress standing side by side. And here they are looking toward a future together. This, to me, speaks volumes of somebody who has had this breakthrough. They know exactly where their heart is. It's not something that they can hide. It's not something that they can ignore anymore. What is making this character have a breakthrough? Prince of Sacred Circles. Well, it's been a long time coming, number one. Possibly passage of time, possibly the amount of thought process that has gone into this. We've got the 2 of Wands in the reverse. Whomever this is, yes, they were slow to come to a decision, but now they can't unknow what they know unequivocally, which is here's where I want to be in the future. It feels to me like someone has just made a decision about Virgo and said, oh my God, I love Virgo. That's how it is. I love Virgo. Let me double check though. How do you feel about Virgo? Is Virgo the one you're in love with? I mean, this could be that they're in love with somebody else. 5 of Cups, Hanged Man, 4 of Cups. Oh, good God. Yes, Virgo's the one that they're in love with. Virgo's also the one that we already said they've taken a long time to figure this bit out. Now they have a lot of regrets because they let a lot of water go under the bridge. They may have left Virgo high and dry for a period of time. For whatever reason, they were unable to say to Virgo how they felt. Or let me ask, what was your biggest hang up here? By the way, they could be a Pisces. Justice, they could be a Libra. What is the Justice card? Something was incredibly wrong, handled all kinds of wrong. We have the 3 of Wands. Either they were not really free to think about their future, and it was them who had some situation that was incredibly unfair that they were dealing with, or it is incredibly unfair that they wanted to take a tremendous amount of time to then have a chance with Virgo later down the road in the future. Let me take another look at that. What is that Libra scales about? Devil and the King of Cups. Right now, this person's coming across as a bit of a villain, in the sense that there was love, but it feels as if they wanted to sit and maybe hope Virgo would keep messaging them, telling them how much Virgo loved them. What's the deal with the King of Cups? You loved Virgo, but you wouldn't tell Virgo? 8 of Swords. Why did you want Virgo to stay stuck on you and not give Virgo love? Hierophant in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune upright, because I didn't want to be married. So I wanted to save Virgo for later. So I would rather Virgo stay wanting me, but I didn't want to offer anything at the time. Not until later. Not till I was ready. Okay, so this is not something where they took time to figure out how they felt. This is somebody who knew who they felt from the beginning. Is that correct? 9 of Wands. They're trying to come in and say, well, but see, I was wounded and I wasn't ready for a relationship. Not really. But, now I am. Now I am. But it does seem like they were very much aware of the fact that they had caused grief to Virgo. They're even very much aware that this was very unfair, that they knew they wanted Virgo in the future, but they intentionally, like, I think this is a person who wouldn't say goodbye, who wouldn't give closure, who wouldn't speak their truth because they were hiding that part, I think, or just simply withdrawing from the truth. I don't want to have that conversation. This is somebody who wouldn't end things with Virgo, but also wouldn't be there to give, which to me, then you did end things with Virgo. If you're not there, not putting in the energy, then you did end things with Virgo. And it does not mean that Virgo was actually stuck or devastated. This is them saying it's really unfair that I did that to Virgo. Let's take a look at Virgo. Virgo, what's your concept right now? 7 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, Page of Swords. If anything, I think Virgo figured this out. This person intentionally blocked and tried to avoid giving closure or giving any dialogue. This is somebody who tried to keep things murky and unspoken, almost like the way maybe a lawyer doesn't say things, and then it's like, well, that's I never said those words, and it's like, yeah, but any rational, reasonable person knows that what the silence means. And I think Virgo's saying they used lack of contribution to either try to keep me hooked. Like, this does feel like somebody who had a manipulation tactic. This person may have blocked Virgo. This person wanted Virgo to feel more need for them. And I think that's what Virgo sees in this. They blocked on purpose, hoping that would somehow create more, concern, more thought. If you notice on this Page of Swords, it's a very, very full super moon that she stands in front of. So it's like, I've been figuring out, this is somebody who gathers information. I've been figuring out what's been hidden, which is this person used a tactic of creating an obstacle on purpose to justify not giving, but also, what happens when we don't have enough of something? We focus on trying to go get it. I feel like Virgo figured out this person was basically trying to use scarcity as a method to make Virgo want them more, because we have a 6 of Cups, to make sure that they could come back in later, and then Virgo might be excited to see them back later. If only they would come back, then I would finally, this is so weird because this feels pretty calculated, even though I'm not sure they sat down and they said, let me see, what can I do? Let me see how I can not close a door properly with Virgo, never give closure, never officially say it's over, but not give, so that I can preserve Virgo for way later on, when then I'm ready to be in a serious commitment, because I'm not right now, and I don't want to talk about that, and I don't want to talk about why I'm not ready for that. I don't want to talk about my wounds. I don't want to talk about anything, except later I'm going to want Virgo. So I'll use what they think is a loophole, where it's but I never broke it off with Virgo. No, it keeps feeling like they intentionally did not respond to Virgo's last message. And I think it's because even though they loved Virgo, they're I have to keep Virgo in love with me. I don't want to discuss why I'm not going to move forward at all with Virgo, so I'll just be silent. This feels incredibly immature. This feels mean-spirited, even though I don't think that they actually intended to be mean, but even they say it was really unfair with that Justice card there. But it does look like Virgo has figured this out. Virgo has seen why they did this. This was their blocking technique. They blocked me on purpose because they wanted to preserve a chance to come back later, so that there was never an ending. Virgo, where's Virgo at right now in just the way they see this person? 2 of Cups sideways. Kind of crazy, because I think on one hand, Virgo's it was pretty plain to me what they were up to. They actually did want to be with me, and they didn't want to be with me then because they had their own set of problems, and they didn't want to talk about that. And they, so what do? They hide. That's what this comes across as. Virgo's they hid from me. Are they a 2 of Cups? Very possible. Knight of Wands. Virgo also sees this person as somebody who wanted Virgo in their life for passion in tiny doses here and there, and then still hide from them. Queen of Cups. They wanted Virgo to give all their love while they could dance in and out of Virgo's world and not give too much, but they definitely wanted the passion with Virgo. They wanted a physical connection with Virgo. So this person acted like a player, but lots of times we say the player card is, somebody who's out dating everybody. No, I think they just wanted Virgo, but they didn't want anything too serious yet because they weren't ready. So they wanted to dance in and out of just Virgo's life, but have Virgo completely like wanting to pour all of their love into them. And it seems like that's Virgo's assumption on this. Let me go ahead and ask, is there any merit to that? Character, did you want that from Virgo? Is that what you were trying to establish? Universe and the devil. This says I was pretty toxic. I can admit that now. I was toxic. Okay. This is the World card. This is them, coming full circle. This is usually about new beginnings. It's about cycles. They wanted to make sure that until they were ready for a new cycle, they wanted to hold on to their place. This is like the person who doesn't want to lose their place in line, but they're not going to show up and be there. So they try to finagle everything to get what they want, even if it blocks other people and clogs up other people's lives. They're the ones saying it was super toxic what I did. I wanted to have a new beginning with Virgo, and I very, toxically or, rudely tried to preserve that for myself. Okay, let me go back over here and ask, why do you think this was, with that Justice card, why do you think this was messed up? We have a 7 of Cups upright. We've got the Judgment card sideways and the Magician sideways. Super unfair because they didn't know when or even 100% if they were ever going to be ready for anything. They were still actually undecided. This whole time they've been undecided. So what is it that's changed that's made you so sure now? Oh my God, I do love this Virgo and I do want a union with Virgo. Ace of Swords. Again, I'm just getting the same message, right? That's the same card that we started out with. The fog has cleared. They know some truth now. It's like they didn't know if they'd ever really want a long-term commitment with anybody. If it was going to be with anybody, it would be with Virgo, but they really didn't know if they'd ever come around to wanting that. But they wanted to preserve their spot in case they wanted that. Now they're so clear on it. Now it says it's because they've healed from something about healing from the home space. I don't know what this was, but there's something about this nest. Maybe they couldn't fly the coop and break free of their family or something, because we actually have 2 nests here. Almost like here's the nest with all the eggs, and then there's one more nest with a single egg. I almost wonder if we could look at it one direction or the other. They either felt very ostracized by their family and they were trying to somehow fix that, and that was their primary focus. I need to not feel like an outsider in my own family, and that's the relationships I care about most. Not having a loving, Emperor Empress relationship with Virgo right now, but I just want to somehow connect to my family. Or they needed to get to the point where they could stand apart from their family. Maybe this is somebody who hadn't matured fully. A lot of this feels pretty immature, so I would be a little more inclined to think it's that. And the reason I say immature is because this seems to be somebody who wouldn't have the dialogue about where they were at, because they didn't want to lose a chance in the future with Virgo. And they knew if they really gave Virgo closure, or at least in their mind, they thought that would end it permanently. They didn't want it ended. They just wanted a chance to still have it later. And it's that not communicating and that intentionally getting messages, not responding, not replying, leaving Virgo on red. That's the part that, and the fact that they knew they were doing it. That's the part that I just don't know about this. So let's go to the universe and say, universe, what's your message for Virgo on this? What's your message for Virgo here? Universe says, Virgo, make oneself happy. 9 of Cups. Virgo maybe should be putting their attention more toward their own life, their own joy. King of Wands. Also, definitely heavily leaning toward Virgo needing to just open their heart up, especially if there's somebody else out there for Virgo, to connect to. A King of Wands doesn't procrastinate. A King of Wands is somebody who like says what's going on with them. They express themselves, they emote, a King of Wands is pretty awesome with, being able to connect. And then we've got this 3 of Swords. Definitely says if Virgo has any heartbreak still, it is time to address that. If this person playing games with Virgo in the past, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a big game player. Even though they knew what they were doing and they did all this, to me, the universe says, Virgo, stop feeling the hurt and pain and instead see it for, they cheated themselves out of their chance to be with Virgo. And with the Death card here, it's like Virgo already knows this. This is about seeing a heartbreak for what it is, for what Virgo already knows it to be. Virgo already said, I think this person wanted to come in and out of my life and have me love on them while they had the freedom to not give me anything but breadcrumbs. Even though I know that they actually wanted to be with me, Virgo intuitively knew this entire situation all this time. They knew what this person was attempting to do. And I think that's why the universe is like, Virgo, call it out for what it is, and then go forward and let yourself love somebody who isn't playing those kinds of games. This says nothing about like Virgo giving that person from their past any second chances. This says everything about Virgo maybe letting a new person into their heart. 9 of Swords, especially addressing stress, addressing anything that has been carried over. 7 of Coins, 2 of Swords. It's kind of nudging Virgo to say, Virgo's been blocking somebody energetically that maybe wants to give to Virgo, and Virgo hasn't realized that. Because maybe Virgo's been blocking love because they feared more pain, or because I think that what happened with this person of the past really did injure Virgo in the context of like how they feel about love. And the universe is gently saying, Virgo, you've known the truth all along. That person actually did love you, but they still didn't have the capacity to love you fairly and squarely. And, their problems ended up injuring you. But love doesn't have to be that way. So don't push away someone else who's right there, somebody else who could make you really happy, Virgo, somebody else, like give somebody new a chance, because I kind of think Virgo already knows. They've even stressed out about giving somebody new a chance because they've been worried, what if they do the same thing? But this kind of says Virgo's never going to get the opportunity to figure that out if they don't give a new person a chance. What happens with the ex, universe? What happens with his ex who's finally discovered, oh, but I love Virgo, I want to be with Virgo? 3 of Wands sideways. They may be showing up in Virgo's world way faster than Virgo would expect. This says that they are likely coming in maybe within, normally I look at that as 3 days to 3 months, but in this case, it could be like 1.5 days to 1.5 months. We have the Chariot. They're definitely coming in, and Virgo's going to have to figure out what to do with this person of the past. Is there any other thought process on that person of the past? King of Pentacles. Virgo's going to have to ask themselves, are they somebody that I could see offering me the partnership that I would want? Only Virgo can decide this. With everything that's happened, I don't know. I'm a way bigger fan of somebody new, but Virgo gets to decide. But we do have the ex returning. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.